I've seen enough now to know that beautiful things don't always stay that way.
My experience with race, when we were driving down to Denver and we listened to that guy's story.
In fact, the only white girl that I ever dated in the 11th grade, she happened to get pregnant. But anyway, while we were dating, I remember coming home from football games.
He got chased by trucks of white kids just to beat him down.
And it was an unfortunate event, but it was real. And that's something that just sticks out in my mind.
Along the lines of segregation, driving down in the streets of Denver, there was the white side of the street and there's the black side of the street. There's, the white homes that were nicer, and then there's the poorer side of Denver that was typically African American, and that was really revolutionary to me, just to see the difference in just one part of the town. And I know living in LA or driving in LA, it was amazing to see the diversity through that, but also the segregation. You had the four corners of LA. You had the Mexican part, the Asian part, the African American part, and then the white part. And many of the Mexican and African American were populated by gangs, and those were the bad parts of the city. Just because there's not racism in Lafayette doesn't mean it's not still around in other parts of the United States. One of the guys that we interviewed, the guy that I was talking about before with his story, he was the only one that we interviewed that was willing to talk about race. We interviewed 5 women, one of them was African American, and 5 men, and one of them was African American. And out of those 10 people, only one wanted to talk about race. And I think that has a lot to do with the racial barriers. Nobody wants to talk about race because it's such a sensitive subject. Obviously, race still exists and racial barriers still exist if nobody wants to give off their opinion. There's always been one really big debate, and that's between race and ethnicity. And I think as we've come along in history, our definitions have become clearer. Race is now defined as the color of your skin, and ethnicity has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has to do with your culture and your beliefs, and everything besides race is ethnicity.